argue with me that this is not the best time of the year. Coach, game week.
It is.
Are there two better words than game week?
There's not. I mean, it's a different feel. You know, I've got a different walk in my step, and the kids are different. Campus is different. It's here. You've put a lot of work in up until now. You know, football, I've said it before in the past, football is a one sport. You put more work into anything. 99% work, 1% play. And so, you know, it's here.
And we're playing Whitehaven, a team out of Memphis. One of the two Memphis area teams we're going to play this year, Germantown being the other one. We play two Germantowns this year. Coach, what's it like taking on a team that we've never played before?
It's exciting because you know nothing about them, and you have to learn about them.
Right.
You know, you have to do your research, you have to do your investigations, and, you know, it's just cool because your kids don't know nothing about them either.
Right.
You know, sometimes when you're so familiar with somebody, it kind of takes the luster out of it. Kids can get preconceived notations, you know. I would think our guys are sitting here thinking like, man, you know, we got to be locked and loaded. We got to be ready. You know, this is a team that's won 2 state championships in the past 10 years. They got some history. They've been known to be one of your better Memphis inner city public schools. And so they've always got talent, and we know they're going to be big. They're going to be athletic. And so we know it's going to be a test. We're excited about that test, excited about that challenge. We're excited about the platform, you know.
Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock on a college campus at a college traditional time. It might be a little warm on Saturday, too.
Bring your fans. If you want to bring, you know.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. You know, that's the biggest thing that we've done this week, and our plan is our keys of victory. And our last one was big bold is stay hydrated. You know, our kids are coming in every morning. They're supposed to drink 100 ounces a day. You know, that's our goal every day is drink 100 ounces a day. Stay hydrated. It's, you know, I don't know if anybody knows out there, we're kind of in unfamiliar territory this year with some of the laws and rules our MSHAA threw it on us last second. I'm not bashing anybody, but it's kind of tough to navigate around that. So we haven't been able to practice in the heat.
But you can play in it.
You can play in it. You know, you can play in 100-something degree weather, but you can't go outside in it. So that's been tough. So we've been having to alter practices to nights. And so it's called for some long days. Our coaches have done a great job. Our players have done a great job. We got a night practice tonight, tomorrow night, just to, you know, prepare because, you know, we got to practice. We got it. You know, it's part of it. And hopefully sooner or later this heat stuff gets out of here, or, you know, somebody out there can give us some answers and help us out going forward. We'll take it.
Probably October. I feel like our summer's been extended. Once the season ended last November, you guys, you know, you took a little break, and then you hit back at it in January. You had the summer workouts. You bragged on your guys for the attendance and how hard they worked in the summer. Where is this team right now? You got some new faces. You got a lot of returning faces, and you have expectations at the start of the season.
Well, I think you got a group, like you said. This group doesn't shy away from work. They know how to work. They know how to compete. They get after each other. They sometimes get after each other more than they get after other people. I didn't think we got after it enough this in the scrimmage game. I thought we had some great effort in some areas, but at whole as a team, you could tell it was Amory Super Bowl, and we were just kind of out there.
Right.
But, you know, what happened in the scrimmage needed to happen. Some positives, some negatives, some things that, hey, somebody told you so, like, guys, we do this.
You got film.
We got film against a different opponent. You got a confident group that can be good and bad. You got a group that I think they've got a chip on their shoulders. When they bring it out, don't know. You know, it's a group that's the potential is, you know, out there, big time out there to be a state championship team, but potential doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
You know, potential is nothing. I hate the P word. So we'll see. It's just how we take week by week, how we grow each week, how we take, some of the adversity and stuff, because we're going to have some this year with our schedule, non-division and division.
It's a brutal schedule.
It's a brutal
And
schedule.
we're not even talking about division play.
And how do we handle that?
Right. Let's look at the offense. Keys to your offense this year.
Staying healthy. If you got you guys like, obviously, Jeremiah, it's going to go through Jeremiah, Quay, those receivers. If our O-line can keep growing and keep stable, man, we feel really good. You got a team that averaged 40 yards a game 40 points a game last year, and return a bulk of that. If we can be consistent, I feel really good about Quay and JJ run the ball. And then I feel good about, obviously, Germ, and we're a touchdown waiting to happen with those receivers. If we can, keep being us up front, keep growing and get better right there, we can kind of duplicate what we did last year, and we know we're going to need it. But we just got to play complementary football: offense, defense, special teams.
Defense had the best defense in the history of Tupelo High School. Had the best defense in the state last year. You returned some studs, some guys that are going on to big time SEC football. Keys to defense.
Same thing. Keep growing. We've got to mature in some areas, and that's not just mature it's mature football maturity.
Right.
Getting better football IQ scenarios. We busted some coverages in the scrimmage the other night. We didn't worry about that last year with Zach and Fred.
Right.
Now, talent-wise, we're just as talented. Probably more talented overall as a defense. We can run with anybody on defense. Fastest defense I've ever coached. I've been a part of. Like I said, they're good at running to the ball. They're good in space. They're good sideline to sideline. They're good up and down the field. We did a really good job stopping the run against Amory, which was a want to run it down your throat type of team. What are we going to look like when folks pound at us? And if we can be on the same page as a defense, we can duplicate what we did last year. But I've said it to you 5 million times, we'll be better week 10 than we are right now.
That has definitely been your case here since you've been here, getting better with every game. Special teams, you got your punter and your field goal kicker back, so that's a plus.
It is. You got Gideon that can flip the field on his punts. You got a guy that can put it in the end zone 90% of the time. That's a big advantage for us. We've got to take advantage of those areas. I feel better with him kicking field goals this year than I did last year. He's gotten better in that area. He's looked good at practice, long distance field goals.
Looks like he's bulked up some.
He has. He's gained about 20 pounds. So he's gotten stronger. Feel good about a return game. Return all our guys that were in the special teams return game with JQ and Quay and all those guys. So, we're a veteran team, and we're blessed to have the group that we've got. We just got to keep the main thing the main thing.
Some new faces that have stood out that we all know the superstars of the team. What about some new faces that have really caught your guys' attention so far in camp?
If you saw spring game, if you saw fall jamboree, a guy I told you about earlier, Mason Dunn. Mason Dunn he's been great this all season. He's been hurt the last 2 years. He's a junior. He's about 6'3", 6'4", 190, playing cornerback. That's big. He had a pick six Friday against Amory. He's a kid that we were like, man, he's come out of nowhere. Obviously, everybody knew about J.J. Hill. We're expecting more out of him. Expecting more out of Tyreek Darden. Those are guys that were big names last year, but they were young guys.
Right.
Be prepared to hear names like Ashton Blanchard. He's going to come in and play some. He's a young wide receiver that can help spill some guys. There's several different guys. Javante Hunt's going to be a bigger role on the D-line. He played D-line for us last year, started some games. We're expecting big things out of him up front. We're so veteran at linebacker. everybody knew those guys. You know, Iverson McCoy is another athlete. He's going to actually be somewhat of a two-way guy. You might see him at receiver, you might see him at safety, you might see him at corner.
Those are guys that you love having on your team.
You got, I mean, they're invaluable. You know, they can come in, and he wants to be. I mean, he's our holder too, and that's one of the biggest things. I know Coach Ward pointed out the other day. He said, "You know what impressed me about Iverson? From the first day he started holding, he looked awful, and it's been 2 weeks, and he's kind of mastered it. So that means it showed me he's worked on it.
Right,
he cares about it.
Probably worked on it more outside of practice confines and on the inside.
So you can win with people like that. There's some names I'm probably definitely forgetting out, but you know, you got a lot of good guys that played a lot of football last year.
This is your 4th year, and the first 2 years we never talked about depth because you didn't know what your depth was because you were so young. Is this now your program? I mean, 4 years in, you had the great year last year. It's all your players. I mean,
yeah, first 2 years played a lot of young guys. Last year was exactly where we wanted it. This year is where we want it. There might be a position like last year. I thought overall across the board we're perfect depth wise. This year, I might think we're loaded in this spot, but might not have the depth that we had in this position group. But we got a solid group. So there's always pros and cons. You know, each team is different.
right.
But, you know, overall, you know, the talent and stuff like that is where we want it. But yeah, like where we compared to year 1 and 2 compared to now, but you kind of have to be with what we're in. I mean, my first 2 years here, it was, you know, it wasn't.
You had COVID.
You had COVID.
Injuries galore.
And you had weird divisions. We were in the DeSoto County division our first year. Second year, we got bumped into the SEC West, and we traveled the whole time, and we did not look good doing that. And that's a lot of that's all me. So, you know, and we're here now.
There you go. Coach, we'll end on this. Last year, you started a new tradition. You didn't cut your hair until you lost. So your barber was broke all last year.
That's right.
You doing that again this year?
She's broke anyway. It's my sister.
Oh, your sister-in-law.
My sister-in-law. Yeah, still doing it again. And so it's kind of somewhat long right now. I won't cut it till we lose. And, you know, I hope it's to my butt. Before it's all said and done.
All right. Saturday at 3 o'clock. It's a doubleheader. There's another game at 11. We're following. It's at Northwest Mississippi Community College. It's going to be warm. Come hydrated. Turf field too, right?
Turf field. We're the home team, so we'll be on the home sidelines. You know, get there, and if you can't, you better have a good excuse. If you can't, you know, it'll be on live stream.
And Sunday 93.3.
Sunday 93.3. That's right.
All right, Coach. So glad to have this show because that means football is here. And be sure to tune in every Thursday, and we'll recap the previous week's game as well as look ahead. For Coach Ty Harden, I'm Greg Ellis. This is Gridiron Takes.